It's a good evening once again, and my name is Event Katongo on Beta Love today, and I'm privileged to host Mr. KUNJI, who is going to take us through in the exciting topic that we are talking about today, dating. And I'm sure it's going to unfold into so many aspects of life that young people are being involved in our communities and societies. Join us as you hear more and learn more from the expert that we have in the studios tonight.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
Welcome back, and I'm so excited to host you, Mr. KUNJI. Maybe some people may not know you, maybe they are seeing you for the first time. Yeah, I know you as Mr. KUNJI and Dr. Love. Tell us about Love tonight.
My full names are Isafi Fundi Kunjombe. I'm commonly known as Dr. Love.
Okay.
And KUNJI, that's the short form of Kunjombe.
Okay. Yeah. I've really heard much about you as a counselor, especially to the adolescents, young people in our community.
Indeed.
And there are so many issues that are pressing us down, especially in the line of moral and cultural preservation. Yes, so the topic that we have today is talking about dating.
Okay.
Yes, so I want you to talk to a youth, a young person out there. Okay. What's the meaning of dating? Maybe probably you're also talking to me. Yes. Yeah, what's the meaning of dating to your own understanding as a counselor?
Dating is when somebody's in a romantic relationship. That's a male and female in a relationship.
Okay.
Okay, they are sharing love. They love each other. That's when they're dating.
Okay.
With the intention, probably with the intention of saying they're going to settle down together, or they're having fun.
Okay, so what is the age limit? Or let me say, who should be in a relationship to date? At what age, and what age should it end from, if I would say?
I think with we have to go by the laws. We've got the laws that govern us, and they say if a woman has to be not below 16 years, okay, they're not supposed to date. If anything, it all depends on how somebody will subscribe to it, but they're still young anyway to understand what dating is. But as long as they're in the legal age, probably let's say 18 going up, they can date.
Okay, 18 going up.
Yeah.
I get that as new information. I've seen so many young people below the age of 18 who are in relationships.
Yeah.
What is the goal of dating?
The goal of dating is getting to know and understand your partner, and getting to understand yourself, with the intention and with the view that at some point when we grow old and want to settle down, we will have learned what is involved in a relationship, what is involved in knowing the other person, how can you live the other person, how you can handle them, how you can handle problems when they come when you're in a relationship.
Okay, this is getting so exciting, and dear viewers, wherever you are catching us from, this is Lono TV. You can drop down your comments on the comment section. We want to know what you know about dating and what are the questions that you will have to ask our experts today in the studios. Mr. KUNJI, for how long should someone date?
Okay, what is the intention, by the way? Are they wanting to settle down? How old are they? Because for how long now, I've always said, it's something that I've come up, I've been saying, a woman, if she has to settle down, I believe if she's somewhere around 22, 23 years, that's when they are grown up enough to understand what is involved in a marriage.
Okay.
So they can date up to that long. For a man, I think it's just natural that men mature later than women. Okay. And I've always believed that if a man is somewhere around 27, 28, that is when they are old enough and mature enough to understand what is involved in marriage. So they can date, men can date up to somewhere around 27, 28, and women can date up to somewhere around 22, 23.
That's not fair. That's not. Look at this man who is dating from the age of 18 until 28.
Yes.
How many women, how many ladies has that person been dating all along?
Well, it's up to them. What are they finding? Are they serious themselves? Are they finding serious people? So I think we wouldn't limit them to how many people they have to date.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's what makes people survive in a relationship is how they're handling themselves.
Okay.
Are they really in love? Do they have the intentions at heart? Sometimes people can be there for fun and we be thinking they're dating, but they're there for fun. They're trying to learn something.
Okay.
So as to how many people they have to date, you cannot limit. You cannot put a cap on that. This is the number of people that you're supposed to date. So they can date as many as possible. But it's risky again.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to understand their pros and cons. What are the cons? What are the pros of dating as many as possible?
Maybe you can hit the nail on that. What are some of the consequences of maybe dating for so long, especially as a man, or even maybe as a lady?
Yes.
Because from a lady's part, we have people would grow out of the age and they'll feel they are not ready to continue dating anymore.
Yes.
And we have men now who have dated for so long and now they want to settle down.
Yeah, with the ladies, I think it's pretty delicate because the shelf life.
Okay.
With the dating. Because the moment they start getting above 25, they say they start getting desperate. They think they won't settle down.
Okay.
So with men, I think they are not limited as to how long they can date before they can settle down. So what's the question again? I've just lost it.
Okay, I was asking to men who are dating, like for how long should they date? And leaving out maybe women who feel they're out of age to continue dating.
Men can date until such a time they feel they need to settle down, because you cannot tell a person that no, this is the time you have to stop dating, now you need to settle down. Are they really settled down? Are they really wanting to settle down?
Okay.
So with the women, I think age is the one that puts them in a cap to say, okay, now they need to stop dating, now they really need to settle down.
Okay, maybe how are we going to distinguish, especially in this era, how are we going to distinguish dating and maybe being a Casanova and being a prostitute?
Okay.
Because we're having so much experience in the name of experiencing, in the name of the age limit. As men, we can date as long as we reach 30 years. Then there has been those areas of confusion in our communities where even some of the lives of young ladies in the communities have been distorted. We need to clarify that point. At least a reasonable man should have at least a number of how many ladies they would want to date.
I think seriously, when a person is really seriously wanting to date, they don't have to date more than one.
Okay.
They don't have to. Okay, when you are starting, there are times when people are just starting and they want to know who can I date, who can I settle down with. Probably they can have one, two, but it shouldn't take long for them to know, and this one is serious, this one I cannot date, she hasn't got the qualities, these are the qualities I'm looking at. Probably in less than 3 months a person should know. But the moment you find they are going above 3 months, they are having 3, 4, 5 women, they're not in there for dating, they're there for fun.
Okay, Mr. Kunji, what should be done in a dating relationship? Because there is dating, courtship, and marriage.
Okay.
What should be done in the process of dating? Because according to the word dates itself, I'm looking at it like a single day to go out with someone.
Okay.
Yeah, but how do you define that to clarify someone who is getting ready to get married and someone who is just maybe trying to search out?
Dating is the first stage where you need to know the other person. Who is she? Who is he? When does he get annoyed? What is his temper like? What is his temperament like? How does he relate with his family? How does he relate with me? You get to know them. That's dating. The next stage is courting, which is courtship now. Courtship is when now you settle down. Now you've singled out a person. You are dating 3 or 4 women. Now you've singled one person and said, this is the person that I'm settling down. And now you make it official. You go to the parents and say, I want to settle down with this man. I want to settle down with this woman. Now in courtship, that is where now you start planning how we are going to settle down. How many kids are we going to have? Who are we going to be living with? Where are we going to be living? How are we going to educate our children? Now that's courtship. That's the second stage.
Okay. Yes. I would be frank, maybe even the viewers out there who are watching right now, like it has been really shifted to courtship and dating right now in our era has been mixed up, where people will just meet today, they will start asking themselves, so how many children do we want to have?
Okay.
Yeah, so like I really want you to maybe try to specify
Okay.
certain things that must be strictly done in dating, especially when it comes to sex issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with the issues that have to be involved, I think that's where maturity chips in. You meet a guy today, you meet a woman today, and they start talking about things, how your lives will be there together, how many kids we should be having, then you know they're not mature.
Okay.
Because they haven't known you. A person that is mature have to know you before they can start committing. Because the moment I start asking you questions, how many kids we're going to have, where are you going to get educated yourself, what are we going to be doing, that means I've known you for some time. I shouldn't be chipping in serious issues when we just know each other.
Okay.
The only thing that we're supposed to be getting to know is how is your family, who do you know, who's your favorite in the family, what do you like, knowing your likes and dislikes. That's in dating. And now the moment we go into courtship, when you're starting now taking a serious step, that is when you're supposed to be talking about serious issues. Okay, the ones that are alluded to, where are we going to be living, how many kids are we going to have, and where are we going to be living. I don't know if I've answered your question or something you left out, I suppose.
Yeah, you have touched on certain points that are very much vital even to the viewer out there. But I would love to, like, is it that there are so many expectations that we put in when we are searching out that is making people maybe to be broken pieces in the communities? We have so many people, we have so many songs that are talking about drinking beer is better than being in a relationship. Oh, men are what, you know, such songs that are coming out because of how maybe dating and courtship has been carried in our communities, especially in our generation. How did you date when you were young?
I think growing up early, it was different to what it is right now in the .com. I call it the .com age, where social media. And with the social media thing, people have found dating and courtship to be simplified and not something not to be taken so seriously. That's why they're having several relationships. They can have that relationship there and there and there, and they take it as normal. I think way back it was serious. When you are dating somebody was known, and the family members would know, friends would know, and it was known to everyone that he's dating that one, she's dating that one. So it wasn't going to be easy for somebody to be, we were calling it double crossing, having another affair, because it was known, it was public knowledge. But in the modern days, it has become like it's normal. I think the models have been diluted and people can have several relationships. And you touched on the issue of people saying no, drinking is better than dating. I think that has come as a result of somebody having bad experiences. They are going for the wrong people, and probably they are the wrong ones themselves. Because people by nature have got a tendency of blaming the other person. And I've always said, it's not a person that is telling you they have a problem that they are right. It could be the right person, could be the other person they are complaining about. Could be they could be the cause. They are not self-conscious. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know their problems. So they could be causing problems, and in the end they date that several people, and people get a kick out of them and find that no, these are the wrong ones, and they start blaming other men or blaming women and say they are the wrong ones. They are wrong, but they are the wrong ones themselves because they're not self-conscious. So in the end they say, okay, it's better to drink than to have a relationship. But you cannot replace drinking with dating or dating with drinking.
Basically, wherever you are catching us from, this is Lono TV, and if you have a question, if you want to comment on today's discussion, simply leave your comment right there down, and we're going to read it as we have an expert who is going to articulate this issue much in the depth. And just to make you know that here in our studios, I'm pretty much sure we're going to distinguish dating in courtship. Because even I personally maybe have been confused. Like, when does courtship comes in before dating? Yes. You meet a guy, you meet a girl, you exchange numbers, you get to know each other, you meet their friends, you meet their families, you're just dating. The moment the man goes down his knees and shows a finger, he flashes a finger, a ring, they're now courting. It is made known, and some people even host parties to show that, okay, I've singled out this woman, I've singled out this man, this is the man I'm going to settle down. Now you've started courting. Yes. Before we get into every detailed angle that we want to discuss in today's discussion, we shall shortly go for a short break, and we'll be right back. continue watching.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
You are watching us from Kasama, Northern Province. Mr. Kunji, you had mentioned a point where men can go for different women, ladies out there, then single out someone that they are now ready.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Well, it's not a question of right or wrong, but what is wrong is when you make somebody believe that she's the only one there, or is the only one there.
Okay.
Make it known. It's better cards are put on the table and say, okay, fine. I really want to get to know you. I want to date you so that I get to know you.
Okay.
But I could be having somebody by the side, but it's not serious. And you have to make sure that it is not serious.
Wow.
Yes. I want to get to know you.
Okay.
If you be the one, fine, thank you.
Okay.
Though it's not easy for men to come out like that. Because the whole problem has
that's so crucial. And that's mental torture. Mr. Kunji, you get to tell me that you want to know me.
Yes.
Then you also have someone else.
Yes.
Whom you want to weigh me and that other person.
Yes.
Is that really fair?
How long have I known that person?
Okay,
Remember,
is it okay also for me to have at least 5 men behind my back? Then I tell you that I am also knowing you.
Yeah, with me it's fine.
Okay.
I've just met you. Of course, I wouldn't expect you to be single the moment I meet you.
Okay.
You can, as long as you're blunt with me and you're straightforward with me to say, I'm gonna date you for now.
Okay.
I'm seeing somebody. Or I've seen maybe for a month or two. Okay, not 6 months.
Okay.
Of course, you would have decided. You tell me, I've met him for a month ago. I'm trying to get to know him.
Okay.
I would like to get to know you as well.
Okay.
If you are the right one. I don't think I have a problem with that as long as you're open about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't you think the best idea to know someone is from afar than to approach them? Before you tell them that you are in a relationship that will hurt them, they'll be hurt.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
I'm talking from a perspective of being a lady.
Yes.
Like how just maybe a lady can feel to be told that I have someone else.
I think you ladies tend to fall in love the moment you sleep with a person. I think that's when you start catching feelings. Not before. Not before. And I suppose you are more cautious than we are men.
Okay.
With men, we can sleep around anytime and we don't even catch the feelings. With you, we start catching at the feelings. I think that's where we have to put a cap. We have to say, okay, fine. There's no sex involved in this. I just want to get to know you.
Okay.
And obviously, from afar, you want a person. Seeing them just passing in the streets and looking at them, you want to get to know them. Okay. Until you approach them, you have to start talking to them. Sure. When do they get annoyed? How do they get annoyed? How do they handle such kind of issues? Do they know how to handle problems? I think you need to get to know them. Start date them. Take them out. Go out with them. Meet their friends. How do they conduct themselves in presence of people?
But don't you think that is an examinable stage that I cannot fail to pretend, and you cannot fail to pretend?
Of course. You see, pretending and the person getting to know who is pretending or not, again, comes down to how good a person is at reading character.
Okay.
A lot of people can be good at pretending that, but there are very tiny things that would expose a person. And that is why it is better you get to expose people for some time, not a short period of time. 3, 4, 5 months, they start letting off their guard. They start being who they are. If they insult, I use the word, the street language, insultants, they start insulting.
Okay.
Because they've gotten used to you. If they shout at you, if they disrespectful, they start doing that. If they are violent, they start exposing them. It takes time. So take your time, you're going to get to know them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to know the other parts, and I'm sure even the viewer out there wants really to know.
Yes.
Do you really think that can Okay, I know you think it can work.
Yes.
But that's not the reality out there in the society.
Of course. By nature, we are monogamous. We just want to cling on to one person.
Yeah.
But while we are doing that, we are hypocritical. We are also clinging on to the other person.
Okay.
This is the person that I want. And you want to cling on to...
But there are also people who can just maybe single out one person.
Of course.
Once and for all.
A few, I'll call them endangered species. They're there.
Those who are guided by the Holy Spirit.
The morals. They are morally upright.
Okay.
And they just want to stick with one and say, until such a time they feel like, I think I can go on with you. That's when they want to jump to the other ones. But the most of the people that we have would want to have here and there shares everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, before they finally decide to say, okay, fine, now I'm cutting off the links.
Is it especially men or especially women?
I think the women have learned the trade.
They've gotten into the trending.
There is a saying that I think women have been taught. Yep. Men have been cunning in the way they are dealing in relationships, and women are learning as well. Many are touching here and there. The women are also learning, okay, I can also do that. Okay. Yes, I can pray around with them if men can pray around with them. It's not right, but that's what is happening.
Okay. Ladies out there, gentlemen out there, you have a chance to comment and leave your question based on the discussion that we have tonight. I'm sure it's hot, and we know what he is talking about, and I know what we are talking about, and you know what we are discussing tonight. So if you want to know more, if you want to ask a question, just leave a comment down right there, and you're going to be right here in the studios. Mr. Kunji, we have according to biology, the development of adolescence has been lessened to as low as 10 years and 11 years. Yeah. And we're talking about adolescents who are developing emotionally, physically, and spiritually as well. But is it right to let these people exercise their feelings at a very tender age, especially at the age of 11? Going up to 12, 13, 14, somewhere there.
Would you trust a decision being made by 11-year-old? Are they grown up enough to understand what is involved? Do they know the pros and cons of what relationships are all about? Okay. Do they understand the dangers of getting involved? Remember, when you allow them that, you even give them leeway and giving them the key to say they can have sex, but are you going to allow your child at 11, at 12, just because they've reached puberty? Of course not. What you have to do is tell them, be open about it. I know you're growing, you're reaching your age, but you're not supposed to be involved in this. These are the dangers. Give them the signs. Show them the examples of the people that ruin their future. Tell them, we want to see you grow. You want to go to college. We'll be happy to see you remain chaste without getting involved in these relationships. Until such a time that you're grown up even to understand yourself and the person that you're getting involved. Are they right or are they wrong? Because your eyes as kids, you might be thinking this is love when it's not.
Okay.
Yes.
As we are getting to the end of our program, before we wrap up, we have two vital questions that are driving us to the major topic that we have tonight. Should a person date because they are financially stable or not?
I think dating should only come when people are mature. Not a question of finance.
Okay.
If that's the case, then we are going to root out the poor and the underprivileged and say, you're not supposed to date, you're underprivileged.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with finances.
Okay.
It has everything to do with the brains. Are they grown up enough to be involved in a relationship?
Mr. Kunji, I remember to side off from the stage you had mentioned to say men must be providing.
Yes.
How can they be providing if they are not financially stable?
What are they providing in a dating relationship? What has become of a problem right now is that when you start dating, all the financial burden the woman has to fall on a man, which is not right.
Which is not right?
It's not. A man can help supplement and help out. Yeah. Okay, willingly. But what has become of a problem is we are trying to measure the worthiness of the man to date by the amount of money he can splash on a woman. Okay. Which is not right. Okay. There are people that have got a lot of money to splash, but they don't love you. And you might be thinking, because he has bought me an iPhone 14 Pro Max, he loves me. He doesn't love you. Okay. He just wants you. He wants to use you. So it's not a question of how much one can spend. And there are people that are not having finances at a particular time, and they are willing to settle down. And I've always said, we are not born with it. And there are people that can have later when they are grown old. That's when they can have the finances. But they're very good people at dating. So we are not going to see the worthiness of a man as to how much he can provide, or if he has the money he can now date or not.
Okay. At dating level, is it necessary to start depending on each other? Since we're just knowing each other.
Yes.
But should I expect you to give me something? Should you expect me to give you something at dating level?
If you're expecting something, what are you wanting that for?
Because I'm considering you as a friend.
Yes.
And of course, friends are there to help.
Yes.
So we're looking at these, maybe this single couple that they are just knowing each other.
Yes.
Yeah, boyfriend and girlfriend, I would say.
It's natural that we are supposed to depend on each other, and it's not even a dependency thing, because it's always coming from the one side. It's just the men that are providing. Of course, a man has to be there to help out. I'm not saying to provide. He's not supposed to provide. He's supposed to help out.
Okay. The Bible says God created man.
Yes.
And after he created man, God created a helper. So
Yes.
who should help between the two? Between a female or a male?
I think both of them have to help each other.
Okay.
It's only that with the women, they have grown and believe that they are entitled to what the man owns.
Okay.
Okay. But it has to be both ways. If a woman is in love, and I suppose you would do the same, you're having your own income, you are really in love with a person, with a man, obviously you are going to help out. I think they can help each other. Though it has been one-sided or too often, it's just flowing from the men to the women.
Sure.
Yes.
Mr. KUNJI, it has been a wonderful journey being with you, but lastly, before we wrap up the show, I have one question. There are times when people get to be broken in the stage of trying to date this one, trying to date that one. What are some of the strategies that one who is ready to settle down should look at before they start dating?
Character. That's very important. You look at the character of a person. Who is he? Who is she? Is he a respectable person? Is he a reasonable person? Is he a person that, or she or he, a person that I can sit down with and reason with? Okay? How do they relate with other people? Okay? How do they interact with people? Okay? Are they kind? Are they crude? Are they violent? Those are the things that we are supposed to look at. How do they handle problems? Are they helpful when you present problems with them? Those are the things that we're supposed to look at. And there comes a time when a person has dated for so long and they feel that they don't want to date anymore. They just want the next big thing, the next man that comes along, I'm going to settle down. The next woman that comes along, I'm going to settle down. That's the worst mistake a person can never do. The problem is this. We all have our history about us. What if you're getting married to a serial killer?
Okay.
What if you're marrying somebody who is a serial abuser? So if you don't get to know them, then you don't have to marry them. Whenever a person wants to push you into a corner and say, no, I'm not willing to get to date, all I want is just a serious man, you know that those people are not even mature.
Okay.
Because they don't even know what they're going into. I could have a history that is so bad about me. Probably I've been marrying and getting divorced and I've been abusing those women. And you think just because you're ready to get married and you think because I'm looking like I've got the finances, I'm looking like I'm handsome and I'm the type of a man that you want to settle down, and you come to get married to me and you find that, wow, it is a marriage from hell.
Okay. Because
I've got a history about me.
What are the consequences of having sex in a dating relationship?
The consequences are that, one, if it is not protected, there are chances that you can get illnesses, you can get unwanted pregnancies. And the other problem is that there are people that are not just really serious.
Okay.
You might be thinking, here is the man that I'm going to settle down with, and I'm a man that is going into a relationship and saying, I just want to have sex. So you build that love in you and say, okay, this is the man that I'm supposed to love. With me, I'm only there to have sex.
Okay.
So those are the dangers. Then you're gonna be heartbroken, and with me, I'm gonna walk away excited and say, I had her.
So is that the nature of men, that they don't get attached when it comes to maybe having sex with any woman?
They don't get attached if they're not really in love.
Okay.
If they're really in love and they're looking at a woman, this is the type of a woman that I like. She's supposed to be this, she has got this, she has got that. The moment I have sex, I'm gonna settle down.
Okay.
Okay? But if I'm only there for the fling of it, for fun, men who don't normally catch the feelings.
Okay.
But the moment we find that we can have sex and the woman is interesting, even in bed, and she's got the character that I want, obviously I'm gonna be attached. And the woman can also play around like that. And I've seen it, that is in Kenya. Women can use men for sex. Just looks at the man, he's handsome, I'm gonna have sex with him. And the man is thinking, wow, I'm gonna settle down, that's the woman that I want. And she pulls back, he's gonna get hurt.
Biblically grounded, how do you feel we can polish up and refocus our dating steps as young people to better our nation, especially morally?
I think we should be delaying sex. Sex shouldn't be the first thing that we are supposed to go for. Money shouldn't be the first thing that we should supposed to look at in a person. We're supposed to look at the nature of a person. Who are they? Who are they at the core? Are they nice? Are they good? Can they live with them? I think with the men, it's the sex thing. They're supposed to delay it, and women, I think, are supposed to be the ones on guard, because they are the ones that have got a right and the powers to say yes or no. They're supposed to say, I think we should put on hold on this. Because the moment you find a person, the intention that they're having, the first thing that they want is to have sex, know that they are not really serious. No matter how much they want to catch, they've got their feelings because they're looking at you as sexy and nice. But the moment the first thing that they're thinking about is sex, you know that they're not really good at it. And with the woman, the moment the first thing that you meet them, they want to be looking at the finances, how much are you spending on them, and if you don't spend on them, they look at you as so you're very frugal, you're not the person that I want. Then you know that these are not the people that you really need to settle down with.
Okay.
I think we are supposed to go back to our morals and say, let's get to know each other. I really did with it. Okay, can I settle with this person? Can I settle with this man? Let's get to know them. Are they the right person? Then it's just gonna flow. Later, that's when we are going to find that, okay, fine, then we can have sex, because we've known each other for some time. Not just we meet today and let's have sex, or like we've met today, buy me a phone, give me some money. Then we've lost our morals.
Okay, we have come to the end of our program this evening, and what are the last words that you have to encourage a youth, an adolescent, a couple out there, the young people at large, to build back the morals that can really help us sustain our generation?
The first thing, we are supposed to know that we are always learning. And it's not always that the first time that we meet a person, we are in a relationship, we are supposed to think we are going to go forever. We are going to be there forever with that person. We are always learning. And the moment the relationship ends, we are supposed to be asking ourselves, why did this relationship end? How could I have contributed to this relationship ending? I call it shared blame. That is how we can better ourselves. The first thing, before we start leveling blame on the other person, no, he was abusive, he was being not respectful. First ask yourself, how did I contribute? Was I also doing my part as a woman or as a man? That's when you're gonna learn and say, how can I better myself? Always, that's the first question we should be asking ourselves. How can I be good at this? I'd never set conditions. He has to do this, she has to do this, like I do this. No. Go there as one-way traffic to say, I'm going to do this. If they're going to reciprocate that love, it's up to them. But don't set conditions. They are supposed to do this before I do that. Because the moment you do that, they are also going to do the same. And don't have pride. If you've made a mistake, apologize. I'm sorry, I've made a mistake. Because pride has killed a lot of relationships. And the worst thing is being selfish. Never be selfish. Selfishness is when you want good things to be done to you, and you don't want to do the good things to the other person. If you want to be loved, love the other person. If you want to be respected, respect the other person. If you want to be heard, hear the other person. If you want to be involved in making decisions, involve the other person. Those are the things you're supposed to look at. So you go into the relationship saying, I'm a better me. and I'm supposed to get the better you, but not where you want to demand a lot from the other person when you're not good yourself. You haven't learned a lesson from yourself. And whenever a relationship ends, learn the lesson and say, okay, where did I go wrong? How can I better myself? Next time, what are the lessons have I learned? How am I going to make myself better to the partner that I'm going to be involved with the next time I'm going to a relationship?
It has been an impactful journey being with you on the show.
My pleasure.
And a privilege to host you tonight. This has been Better Love show on Lono TV, and I was Event Katongo, and I was hosting Mr. Kunji. And until next time, we're saying bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZ